GT. Grand Theft Auto as a series is near and dear to my heart as it is controversial. Its adult humor and violence in a semi-realistic setting was cause for panic in many a family household in the early 2000s. You couldn't catch most parents letting their kids play these games. I even had a friend growing up whose mom took away his San Andreas copy when she saw the loading screen. Not even the gameplay, just the loading screen. And I'm sure if my mom and dad knew what it was, they wouldn't have gotten it for me. But they had no idea. San Andreas and Vice City were staples in my childhood. My affinity for tropical shirts and the blue and pink color scheme has traces that link back to Tommy Bahami. My urge to take on the crack cocaine epidemic with my bare hands and or a baseball bat, well, that comes from CJ. Maybe my parents shouldn't have let me play this game. But in all seriousness, having a sandbox type game as a kid was super awesome. Most games I had at the time were linear, or really confusing for a doofus ass triple dork kid. But GTA made perfect sense to me. And it wasn't the missions or the story in the slightest. I didn't give a hot dang about all that. But playing around with the tools and open world that Rockstar leaves at your disposal in these games, that's where the masterpiece in GTA lies. I can never go back to regular on-the-rails racing games after having the freedom in GTA where I can just hijack any car I see and run over NPCs and get into police chases and eat Taco Bell and throw it up on the floor and get a haircut, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. This shit was a blast. So goofing around in the open worlds games was always really fun. But where the magic and free roam in these series gets turned up to 11 is when you introduce cheat codes. I'd bring over my friends that weren't allowed to own these games, and late in the night, we'd whip out the old loose leaf. We had all the cheat codes scribbled out on this thing. Jetpacks, super jumps, bunny hops, chaos, monster truck, super punch, flying cars, everybody is Elvis, and everybody is ninjas. My favorite was probably in GTA 4, where me and my friends would take turns spawning the helicopter and taking it as high as possible and jumping out, competing to see who could ragdoll the farthest. I felt like I really wanted to make a video about this after I went to my hometown recently to visit my friends for a few weeks. And while I was staying with my old roommates, who I love more than pizza and the Lord of the Rings combined, seriously, you guys rock. I was hanging out in the living room with world-renowned fiend and Turbo Goblin Jude, and he told me he had never gotten to play GTA since his parents weren't about that when he was a little baby goblin. So I booted that shit up, put him in free roam on GTA 5, and I got to see that magic firsthand again, and it touched the deepest recesses of my goofy-ass heart. Aww. And while I'm making a video on this, I just want to say, in all honesty, GTA was probably a really healthy outlet for me as a kid. Being able to do silly criminal sandbox shit in GTA never made me want to translate that into real life at all. I actually became a far less troubled kid when I started consuming and understanding media with more mature themes. So I'm glad my parents didn't read too far into it when I was a kid. I'm glad I was able to share those incredible super jump experiences with my friends that missed out on it both back in the day as well as recently. Grand Theft Auto is beautiful. My friends are beautiful. In an abstract way, I'm beautiful. Megan Thee Stallion is beautiful too. If anybody can pull the strings together and get me into contact with Ms. Stallion, I am looking to get married, as well as have her rap on my beats.